Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, The Twisted and the Twilight, where today, sadly, we are about to lose an army. I don't really think there's a chance of this turning out in our favor. Yeah, this is going to be real ugly. So, this whole army will probably die. Tree Singer Tolteran will probably be permanently killed, which is a real shame. But remember that we don't actually lose Regiments of Renown, they just disappear for 10 turns, and then we can recruit them again. In the end, nothing of huge value will be lost here, and this is a loss we can recover from. But we're not going to take it laying down. So strategically, I think our move is probably we want to charge them as fast as possible. To some degree, this is going to be determined by the terrain, so I guess we should get in there and have a look at the battle before we talk about this. They have a handful of flying units. Harpies are terrible. They're really, really weak units. But, you know, they're like a giant eagle. They're designed to sweep in behind enemy lines and attack things that are really bad at fighting back, or to, like, hit stuff in the back, or to attack things that are panicked and running away so that their bad stats don't matter. Unfortunately, with only 29 melee attack, they're not actually very good in that role, but, you know, they're not nothing. And then they got a black dragon. So, this Scarecrow banner, which lowers the leadership of nearby flying enemy units, honestly, I don't know. I'm going to put it on our Lord, I guess? I don't think there's a place where that's going to be terribly meaningful. So my plan here, and like I said, the viability of this is going to be somewhat terrain dependent, is to just push them as fast as possible. This army is much, much weaker than we are. And if we could get it so that our army gets to fight their army one-on-one, we can mess them up real bad. As soon as this army gets involved, things are going to turn on us. And this army not only is, like, actually equal to us in number, but has a number of units that are far, far better than anything that we are fielding. So, we want to do as much damage as we can before those dudes show up. Unfortunately, despite the fact that they attacked us, it feels like we never get to see how the enemy sets up, regardless of whether I'm the attacker or the defender, which is a real bummer. The good news is, we have a lot of units with Vanguard deployment, so we are going to start right up in their faces as much as possible. The Blade Singers, we really would love to get a flank, but also I don't want to put them in a position where they have to run through water. These units that do not have the aquatic tag move slower when moving through water, and it's very important to us that we get committed to real combat the instant it is possible to be committed to real combat. That said, we could maybe have these cav units run through the water. Does it, No, I don't get a tooltip when I'm mousing over the water. I don't exactly remember what the rules are for water. Large units might... Yeah, I don't remember. Alright, we'll do some of this. You guys probably actually want to be, like, down here. Now, unfortunately, their basic infantry has spears. And spear units tend to have anti-large. Is that the case with these guys? It is. They have 14 bonus versus large. That really sucks. So they have 44 melee attack and 42 damage against all of our basic infantry. It's tough out here for a tree, you know? Just like they said in the Bible. So, yeah, not a lot we can do about that. You guys are already doing your thing. This is like a smoke bomb. Yeah, okay. That also means that we definitely want to make sure that the enemy is engaged before... Oh, wait, hold on. That's not how you do this. I want to move here and then go like this. There you go. I was trying to issue, like, a list of waypoints, but that's not how you do that command. Alright, y'all just move forward, like... Not even very far, it looks like. Oh, sorry, hold on. The archers should move forward to, like, here. You three should just, like... Yeah, sprint up. We'll figure it out. And then, of course, the Tolteran just run at their Sorceress. As you might imagine, the Supreme Sorceress, not an incredible combat unit. Not a super good fighter. Okay, let's see how that looks. And what spells do we have access to? We have Awakening, we have a Heal, and of course we have the good version of Shield of Thorns. As well as a Dreaming Ring and a Dreaming Cloak. We'll probably save this until the rest of the enemies show up. And we have our Blight of Terrors. Okay. Alright, let's try to maximize our damage here, because enemy reinforcements are approaching, and we do not have a lot of time to get the thing done. So you can see they are sending some units off. They are paying attention to the position of my cavalry, which I am not a big fan of. I do not like it when my opponent is paying attention. That's always going to be tough for me. Apologies for the amount of pausing. I'll just warn you right now. It's going to be a lot, because we are really trying to wring every little bit out of this battle. So the Shades do not have particular combat skill against our large dudes. We definitely want to make sure we get commit on the Shades. I would love to make it... Yeah, I would love to make it to their Lord, but I don't know. I don't see that happening. We're not going to be able to get through. So we probably want to cast... Minor magical damage. It does knock them down. When we awaken the wood, it does knock enemies down. Shield of Thorns is... No, this is a thing that affects everyone. Okay. It is not a single target. Let's go ahead and set up a Shield of Thorns. Seems like a good time for it. And then, I don't know that I think it's particularly valuable to drop enemy leadership right now. Let's wait until until somebody starts looking a little wavery. Yeah, I guess just charge here and we'll see how it goes. Gonna keep an eye on what's going on with our other units down there. The archers are arching as hard as they know how. Okay, that's good stuff. So I think we're gonna have these cav try to cut off the Shades. Hopefully, yeah, the Dread Spears are not going to catch us. Disregard spears. Acquire Shades. Again, just like it says in the Bible. Alright, you guys are not actually... What do we want to be shooting at? What is most important to shoot at? Ordinarily, I would not be like, hey, pay attention to the enemy garbage infantry. But actually, in this case, it probably is reasonable to do so. Also, we are seeing here a situation where, in fact, I think a Blight of Terrors has become quite reasonable. The enemies are having some serious leadership issues. In part, this is due to the fact that I believe all of our units are fear-causing. Is that right? I mean, look at that. Look at that face. It has an effect. It's having an effect on me, yeah. So maybe we're going to win this not through winning combat, but through making the opponent just not want to engage in combat anymore. Jayadress has decided to walk into the melee, which I have to imagine that's gonna turn out to be a bad move, I think. Not that I'm an expert or anything. Let's see if we can jam these two through this gap. I think that would be best. And this thing... Okay, so this is a big boost, particularly good against enemies that are not armored. Well, whatever. We'll do it when we commit to the backside of our foes anyway. So they do have a sorceress. Is she just running real fast? No, she's on a horse. Okay, I was going to say, why is she so far ahead of the rest of that army? And then here we got the Harpies. Alright, so these guys we got to watch out for. The Black Guard of Nagarond are a very serious opponent. You can see 38 base attack, 50 defense, with 24 points of bonus versus large. Huge percentage of their damage is armor piercing. They're really, really good against large units that rely on their armor to be safe, which is bad news for us, because, hey, guess what we got? So, I mean, we're not totally reliant on armor, right? We actually... no, my unit. Yeah, we have quite a bit of armor, but we also have a fair amount of physical resistance that is not pierced by that nonsense. And we have, we have spells and stuff for this. I don't know, we're still going to get wrecked, but we're going to have the opportunity to do some real damage, too. We just got to do as much as possible in the time afforded to us. So that leadership drop seems to be quite effective. Let's begin the healing. So you'll notice many of our units have a little vertical line in their health bars. That indicates the maximum amount that they can be healed to. Units cannot be healed to, I believe, above the amount of health they started the battle with, no matter how much healing you have. And then also, in addition to that, each unit has a maximum amount that they can be healed per battle, to keep you from sustaining an army eternally with just a bunch of decent healers, you know? Alright, so let's make sure we're pulling... Where's my other unit of cav? Okay, we're all committed deep, that's right. We have permanently broken those shades, which is great. Let's get to work on these shades. I'm trying to make sure that the spooky ghost cavalry, the lost Sylvan Knights, don't get grabbed from the side here. I'm not particularly worried about the Harpies versus the Knights. I think that's a fight the Harpies will lose very quickly. But we don't need to be taking any additional damage on those units. Alright, should be able to shoot down a bunch of flyers very, very quickly. Let's make sure we're continuing to punch the runners. Do not let them escape. The moment when they are most scared and committed to running away, I can't click on this unit. Why is her... Yeah, you're supposed to be able to right-click on their flag to negate an attack. This is the best moment to do DPS to them, because they are not fighting back. We want to make sure that they break enough that they don't do this thing, where they get really wounded and then they run away, and then they recover themselves and come back and be a problem. Alright, so you guys are pushing that, you guys are pushing this, just making sure everybody's got useful work to do. Oh, also, the Hawkeyes of Jakira probably need to move up, because we're going to want them working on these flyers as well. Now remember, our Lord has the minus leadership aura for flying units, so we would like to get the flyers near our Lord if possible. Here, just kind of get generally over here. I don't know where those flyers are going to drop, but we want to be ready for them when they do it. You can see they are panicking already. Harpies have very, very poor leadership. Alright, do the same thing to those guys. They will return. Now the dragon is a different problem. So we do need to get our Lord over here. Our Lord is actually one of our best fighters, despite being kind of a weird wizard. Boy, you guys are doing nothing but charging ranged units, and you're still taking a hell of a beating. Alright, I got these guys in reserve, partially for this dragon, so when this dragon lands, we'll do the charge. Do you have anti-large? Yeah, okay, I thought so. Most shock cavalry have some anti-large. Anti-cavalry cavalry. It does look like if we could group up our wounded a little bit, another heal might be in order. Do I want the Blade Singers? Yeah, let's have the Blade Singers continue to pursue these dudes, while we have some of the trees form up over here. The trees are not particularly good at pursuit. Unfortunately, they're the ones who are nearby here. You lot get over there. You guys, just try to move forward. Try not to be a part of that whole scene, man. Yeah, okay. So I believe the Scarecrow thing is 8 points of leadership reduction, right? So it's not going to be enough to break anybody by itself. Go on. Go watch some way over here. Alright, Ghost Knights. Forward. What is he doing? What is his plan? I don't know, let's make him pick a plan. Let's make him have to actually have a plan. I mean, you can just fly around in circles if you want, but you're going to be unhappy with the results. Okay, he picked a plan, and that plan is drop on my ranged units. That makes sense. That's a good plan. Let's have... we gotta re-strategize here a little bit. You lot form up over here a little bit separate. These ones are going to just have to hold him in place, which is not ideal. Ghost guys. Oh, I can't issue the attack order on him yet because he's not on the ground. Ghost guys, come over here and charge these dudes. Just get that under control. Okay, we have been caught by the enemy Dread Knights. These are much better cavalry units than my cav here, so I'm going to try to run away, but I suspect I'm not getting away. And then... yeah, just break these dudes as best you can. I think we're going to want to reform a little bit. With the dragon not having come down where I thought he was going to come down, we had to reposition. Right, you guys should still be able to handle that. So we got Sisters of Slaughter coming in. Pretty good damage output. Pretty weak in terms of, like, you know, glass cannon kind of units, basically. But a big advantage that Sisters of Slaughter have, I believe, is that they cause enemy units that are attacked by them to go into a frenzy and be unable to receive orders, and that's going to be a real bummer, man. I love it when my units can receive orders. Right, let's throw up a little bit of healing. Do I want you to come back and fight the dragon? I don't think so. I think we need you front and center, buddy. Is that good? Yeah, I think that's good. Yo, if we could kill this dragon, I would be, like, overjoyed. Looks like we're gonna have some trouble getting our archers safe there. Alright, we got some panic setting in. Yeah. The Wild Hunters are not going to get free. 2 units of Dread Knights is a real problem. Alright, so the question is now, do we want to pop the second charge of this? Because it will immediately dismiss those Harpies, probably. I think this is a good moment to pull up the Glade Hunters. Alright, the dragon is taking a beating. Everybody hyper-focus on the dragon. These guys are actually just losing in melee. Their unit was so depleted that they are losing in melee to archers. I mean, I should clarify. Dread Spears are the worst unit that Dark Elves have access to. They are tier 1 cavalry. They're real crummy. What are you fighting? Dread Spears and Doomfire Warlocks? You know what? Go ahead and pop that thing. This is the part where we start losing the battle badly, though. This is where it gets really ugly. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off on the other use of the morale drop. This cavalry is going to be a real problem. I don't really have an answer for them. Yeah, you guys finish this. You guys, I guess, more or less stay put. Oh, man, Blackguard. Okay, never mind. You guys go engage the Blackguard, so we can leave Treekin behind to fight Harpies. I guess. Because I certainly don't want to send the Treekin against the Blackguard directly. And you maybe head more down this way. Okay, the dragon fell back, presumably to get some breath weapon distance. But you can see he's paying a price. Alright, we have in fact broken the Harpies just by sort of being nearby. Pull up these Glade Guard. We can use our Lord against the Blackguard, we just have to do it in such a way as we're not he's not the primary target of their attacks, right? Let's do this now. Let me make sure you guys are targeting something sensible. I mean, you're just going to eat the Dread Knight charge, which is pretty much what I summoned you for. I would love to shoot at these Dark Shards. Oh, they still have more stuff. God damn it. Here, try to focus on the Sisters of Slaughter as best you can, I guess. You guys come forward and fight cavalry. Yeah, do some of this. That dragon is... Wait, is it actually dead? I don't see a big dragon corpse. Did it get away? Huh. Well, I thought for sure it was going to live longer than it did. I overestimate the toughness of dragons. Routinely. That sounds like a thing that you wouldn't have a chance to do all that often. It's just, you know, in normal life. It doesn't come up that frequently, but, you know. Alright, it is still important to try to kill their lord if we can. Again, if we're gonna break their hearts here. That's a really valuable thing to do. I think we're gonna throw up another heal. Oh, I don't have the... Alright. I don't have the magic for the overcast. You guys try to fall back fast enough. Lots of ranged fire into cavalry is usually real bad news for the cavalry. You guys got her. Yeah, if we break this cavalry unit down, then we can start working on the other one, and then if we break both of them down, we can very easily get our guys recommitted. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Oops.
Understood.
Trying to buy some space here. Alright, it does look like they have been temporarily broken. Hopefully we can get this under control here. I am displeased with the number of spells that the enemy is casting. Seems like a good time for you to heal yourself. Alright, we're not exactly winning on this front. You guys are not going to be able to chase that horse. But you probably can do some of this, just redirect them a little. Okay, this is great news. Let's refocus the ranged. We drove these guys off permanently. These guys are temporary broken, but it's going to have to do. So let's refocus these archers. We could just rain arrows into the sisters. Unfortunately, our arrows are going to do very poor damage against the Black Guard. The Black Guard are just way too heavily armored. I think... Let's try to break their ranged? No, we should do this. This is bad news, though. One thing that would be nice is if we could maybe... If we could get our archers firing from more of a flanking angle, it would definitely help. We could try to burn down their caster real fast with archer fire, but to be perfectly honest with you, they probably don't have a lot left in terms of winds of magic. So it's important to watch where your unit's feet are. Like, none of our units are actually totally free, but these guys are closer to this edge and thus more likely to be able to chase these shades than these guys are, despite the fact that the selection flag for these dudes is further north, just because of the way that it attaches to units somewhat arbitrarily. And I'm going to try to... Do I want to keep our lord up like this? Like, he's a good fighter, but also he's really... The Black Guard of Nagaron are basically specialized to defeat him. I'm going to keep him in. I'm going to do this and keep him in. We kind of need him, you know? It's a little bit like we don't have a lot of better options. Alright, we did kill the enemy lord, which is great. That's going to have a significant effect on their leadership. Oh, those Doomfire Warlocks. Those are the guys that our bows need to be focused on. They're not super powerful, but they are fast, and they're good at flanking, and they have really cool purple attacks. I don't really know what that means. And I think they poison. That's my primary concern, is that they have good stat debuffs. Our lord is definitely losing. Alright, head straight for the enemy ranged. Okay, I'm a little surprised that the Doomfire Warlocks went for that. I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't think the Dryads are a very valuable unit for them to take out right now, is all. Okay, so you can see our thing getting thinner as our units give up more and more. Our little unit band down here. My plan right now is to try to work out as many of the cavalry units and as many of the ranged units as possible. We want to leave this army in a state where our main army is going to be very effective against it. And if it's largely made of infantry, I think that's that's how we are going to be most effective. You guys should, like, turn around and do the job. I don't mean to blow your mind here, but it would be cool if you would turn around and work. Alright, may as well throw this out. Heal self. Just keep being a problem. But, like, we killed their leveled up caster. Who's rallying? We got some Treekin who rallied. Back in the fight, you nerds. We killed a dragon, right? Like, we've done a lot of permanent damage to this army. Stuff that they would have to fall back to fix. And I'm hoping that we can prevent them from falling back to fix it. Get these guys. So that's part of why I'm trying to focus on actual elimination of units at this point. Don't just break as many things as possible, but actually, like, eliminate stuff so that it's not, things aren't narrowly surviving and then running off to heal. Unfortunately, these guys may do exactly that. Come on, arrows. Oh, they ran into the trees. Okay, we actually did. I think there's only one dragon or one dinosaur left. Yeah, we're gonna actually kill them. So that's good news. These ones now. Just keep actually removing enemy units from the army. Although it's looking like we're losing cohesion enough that that's probably the last one. Get up here and try to be a problem. Let the archers do their thing. Let them arch. Okay, you guys are in. Yeah, we're not. This unit has too many bodies left alive. I don't think we're gonna have time to take it out. I do appreciate the hawk guys just running right in there, though. They are not afraid. The Doomfire Warlocks I'm less concerned about. But we're losing the ability to attack the other ones. Okay, they did at least give up. Very low health units that are forced to flee will sometimes just not be in the army anymore when you get back to the map. So hopefully we've inflicted a little bit of that on them. My lord has recovered his mind. Put himself back together. Alright, you guys, your current goal is just to buy the archers time. The good news is our units are going to be a little faster than theirs. Non-cavalry wood elf infantry is pretty fast. Ah, here we go. There's the morale cascade. Well, it was a valiantly fought defeat, the video game tells us. I mean, yeah, we did a lot of damage. We messed up that first army, which we knew we would. We killed a lord and caster. I don't know exactly how high level she was, but she's probably a valuable-ish unit. We killed a bunch of cavalry. We killed a dragon. We got some stuff out of that. Now, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure these guys are too far away for the sisters to get immediate revenge. The thing we would most like to do is hit them with the sisters before they have the chance to get back and replenish, right? And we might be able to do that, because they ran pretty deep into our territory, if I remember correctly. But I don't know if it's going to be this next turn. And if it's not our next turn, I'm concerned that they're going to split up and we're going to have a hard time catching both of them. Tree Singer told Tyrion did get credit for killing Malekith shortly before he died. Oh, that's right. And Narcissus' army went full march mode to the very edge of their movement. What a surprise, though, that the very edge of their movement was just exactly close enough to participate as reinforcements in that battle. Weird coincidence. So we will be able to take our revenge upon them pretty easily. And we'll just have to start putting a new army together. It does have a sort of a short-term, okay, the Vanaheimlings have declared war on me. They are a higher strength rank than I am. You know, it says they're strength rank 35 and I'm 36, but also the balance of power bar on this one is not... Huh. The UI doesn't know what it thinks. Oh, and pirates. So these units with the black flag and the blue stripe through it are just unaffiliated pirate armies. They are a real problem if you are actually sailing armies around the ocean, which this is part of the reason that we haven't done any of that.
Twin defenders of the glades.
Okay, You guys actually are not very far away at all. Let's go munch on these dudes real quick. Yeah, totally trivial. Very straightforward victory. Let's grab... We certainly don't need the money. Let's do Arahan's Wrath. Let's get this missile strength buff. Alright, we stole a Scroll of Amber. Wow, that's kind of neat. Siphon leadership off of enemies. But 100% miscast chance, so when you use that you will for sure take some magic damage. It's probably fine. It's probably not a big deal. Alright, what do we want next? We do want... we probably will eventually have good infantry. Glade Riders, Wild Riders, Hawk Riders. I mean, we probably want the thing that buffs Hawk Riders. Right, we don't have a ton of cavalry in this army, but 12% missile strength, some charge bonus. I mean, we don't charge with our Hawk Riders all that often. But, you know, we could, in theory.
I enjoyed that.
Alright, so... do we want to take one of these things? Tax rate up, construction time down. Or do we want to... I think we want to just focus on spells for the moment. I'm not too worried about Tempest. Maybe let's grab Word of Pain. It's a pretty powerful debuff. Does she have... She does not have another big debuffy spell. Yeah, minus 40 melee attack, minus 24 melee defense is going to cause just about any unit to lose melee. Let's buff that up as best we can, and then we'll come back and get the other stuff afterward. So... we don't want to ride forward and attack Naggarond right now, so I don't want to be in position to get backstabbed by Crone Hellebron. It looks like we would get Nokrusith. Yeah, and if we can, we probably should. Do I care? No, there's nothing in this army that could possibly compel me to care. I want to fall back. I want to make sure I'm ending my turn in friendly territory. And ideally, in ambush mode. Let's just go hide in some trees. Actually, do I want to be on the road to Haggrafe, maybe? Yeah, maybe. I'm good enough at ambushing that I can set up a middle-of-the-road ambush. That'll work. Probably.
Defender of the domain.
Alright, Varcio, you are not exhausted, so, like, who has a hero for me to kill? Anybody? No, these armies are pretty character-light. We keep killing all their characters, I guess. I guess just annoy Crone Hellebron. Boy, she has some pretty good stuff, huh? So, dinosaur chariots, dinosaur cavalry, with 120 armor and shields, 49 attack, 51 defense, and a 36-point charge bonus. Really scary stuff. And then also some witch elves. Oh, you know, these are the ones that inflict madness in their enemies. Harganeth executioners, powerful anti-infantry armor-piercing troops. This is all of the top-tier stuff in this army. I guess damage some executioners? Go mess with those guys?
Mission successful.
Alright, and then... I guess it's time to start working on your personal shooting skills. Dodan is still out here meeting people and also getting war declared on us, I guess. That's fine. We don't actually have anything to upgrade with the Forge, right? No, we do not. Alright, we are working toward the works of Cain, the bloody-handed god. Cain, the skull-throned god. And... yeah, I guess we just start putting together a new army. Now, unfortunately, we have very few recruitment structures. I think we do pretty much have to do the recruitment at the Witchwood. I'm not worried. I really don't think that loss is going to harm our power on this front too much. The sisters are truly terrifying. So, let's grab a new lord. Do we want our new lord to be... Huh, we recruit Spellweavers at level 9, really? Because we have a whole bunch of things increasing our Lord recruit level now, right? So we're hardly even going to lose any XP. The Lord we just lost was only like 8 or 9, wasn't he? I do like a great big tree, and I like the idea of having a tree army and an elf army, just because I want to be motivated to use the majority of our units. So we're gonna do that. Thing. Pageant of Shrikes. Greatly depletes enemy ammunition. Huh. And also he just always has 50 bonus armor piercing damage. That's really interesting. Why? It affects a target enemy within 75 meters, so a lot of things will be close enough for you to use that on. I think I'm going to take this because I like the constant aura, but that is really cool. The ability to just point at an enemy army and have little, like, fairies and birds fly over there and steal all their arrows. That's pretty... You know what? That's too fun. That's too fun not to take. Let's do it. Alright, my dude. Get some of this, and then... And then what? This is probably going to be a pretty tree-based army. But also, it's... I mean, of course it's going to have archers. So maybe the right thing to do is sight beyond sight. I don't know. He's not going to be that close to the archers all that often. Let's pick up Call of the Woods. Let's make ourselves better killers rather than better survivors. And then, spells, right? Healing whenever we cast. And... So 9 turns until those things come back. We have a couple of other units in the pool. We still don't have a lot of, like, the really powerful stuff. Which is, I mean, we're upgrading the Witchwood. We're getting there. I'm working on it. We may end up burning the Eternal Watcher's garrison out just so that we can, put in a new recruitment structure, so that we have access to more stuff. For right now, I guess, let's just do some basic recruiting. I'm a little bummed out about the fact that we don't really have a good way of dealing with the Blackguard. I mean, we have a little bit of anti-infantry stuff. Yeah, we really need to, like, we need to have Blade Singers execute charges into the backside of Blackguard, so I guess this is the plan. Bring in some Blade Singers, we'll grab some archers through here. And you know what, I am gonna destroy this, and we're gonna put in a proper archer building so we can get the good archers. And you, welcome to Tree Singer. Who knows? Maybe we actually have enough money to start a third army. I mean, like, I know we wouldn't be able to maintain it entirely off of just our passive income, but we also don't necessarily have to. Would you guys be willing to do some of this, maybe? Also non-aggression pact? Also military access? Okay, but I counter-offer. The trade agreement's important to me. Okay. I do love money. I know it's not a lot of money,
no, I will consider any.
but it's good to have income, and also, it is possible that we'll get more trade goods coming in. You know, we could end up with better cash out of these trade agreements. Okay, there's still no... They're coming around, though. We'll get it. Alright, let's see how the Dark Elves feel like they can push their advantage now. I'm hoping the fact that they just beat one of our armies and they don't see our other army, yes, exactly, will lead to stuff like this.
It will be a glorious battle.
Let's go ahead and consume some of those guys, because we actually took a lot of damage there, and I don't think one turn of replenishment is going to get us back to full. But yeah, great big enemy armies wandering into ambushes. It's a very important part of our overall strategy. When you have one army at the front and you're fighting a guy who has, 5-ish, you gotta take what advantages you can get. It's like Trace must have lost whatever force they had there, because the bar is almost entirely yellow. They had an army north of the monoliths, didn't they? I guess they must have gotten Dark Elfed. It's alright. We will get vengeance on their behalf. You're learning how to wound people, because, I don't know. Because we're out of useful skill points to take. We may as well max out Tempered Rigor. And now that you have Deadly Onslaught, I don't really know what we want to do with you. Alright, you get to max out Word of Pain.
Craving prey.
So, do we press Nagaron? We can stop whatever recruitment's going on in Hoa. In Hoa's army. We could do some damage here. I do wish that you knew how to assault garrisons. This would be a good time for it. Damage their main settlement building? That doesn't seem useful. But attacking those guys also isn't going to be useful. Go break this recruitment building. Yeah, go sunder that wretched hive. There you go. Varzio knows what she's doing. She's a pro. I think we might push Nagaron here. I think that it... this is a moment of relative weakness for them, and we can stop whatever recruitment's going on here. And we're allowed to attack right now, which we will obviously do. I mean, I don't really want to manual it. I'm gonna do this even though it's going to result in a worse outcome, because I don't want to spend the time. And I think, once again, just burn it to the ground. In part because I was trying to earn the last level of this. So now, we can force enemies to run out of supplies in their garrisons really, really quickly. That's a very useful thing to have available. Because there are going to be some situations where it's not safe to take a, weak auto-resolve like that. So we do not have enough skill points to get Prey of Anathema now. We would have to have not taken the second point here, right? Because it's 1, and then 5 in this box, and then 1 more. So we're not going to bother with that. We are instead going to take the ambush chance thing. Yeah, let's max out Obscuring Canopy. You can never be good enough at ambushes. There's no such thing.
The unbridled glory.
You finish learning Wound. So what do we want from you now? Charge bonus up for the entire army during forest battles. I mean, we just don't have a lot of units that care about their charge bonus, unfortunately. But, you know, she does, the Great Eagle does. Yeah. For a single skill point, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good payout. You should... I'm curious what's going on over here. I think it'll be useful for us to know who is in control of Erengrad. Looks like somehow Middenland has survived. Do you guys have a port? They do not have a port, because we do not have the ability to trade with them. Real quick, how are the Reichlanders feeling about that trade agreement? Alright. We're trending upward quite a lot. We're friends with a lot of their friends, we're enemies with a lot of their enemies. We'll get there. And that building should be destroyed now, so let's get some construction going here. Actually, you know what, I should have just canceled these. Let's cancel all these recruits. I just wasted a turn, basically. I should have not done those. Since we're planning on building the archer building, we should recruit the good versions of those units. So we'll do this. And then you can pull in some dryads, I guess, maybe? Probably not, though, right? Because dryads are more offensive than defensive units. And we don't really want dryads on offense. We want, like, blade singers on offense. I guess we can grab Treekin this way. It's a little bit clumsy, but yeah, that's fine. Just get ourselves a little tree army going.
Ariel's will triumphs once more. Master of magic.
It would be really cool if you guys would take this Temple of Cain away from them. I don't like them having it. They're gonna recruit all kinds of annoying stuff. I do appreciate them sending an army to guard Haggrave, though. We are still showing as weaker than Nagarond. I guess that's not a huge surprise. I was going to say, we just took so much of their stuff, but also I only have one army, so... So yeah, of course everybody's stronger than I am. Now, unfortunately, because of the fact that we have so few recruitment buildings, we can't really put together two armies at the same time. Because we only have one province, really, where we can recruit stuff, and we need that... we need all of that province's local recruitment points for the Tree Singer. So we're gonna have to work on that. Once Gaean Vale is a little more developed, and especially once it is rebirthed, obviously we'll be able to use it for this purpose. Okay, they did not punish us for this.
Protector ready.
They're really putting together a lot of units over here.
They will suffer a riot.
You know what? I'm gonna change my request.
Magic in purest form.
How about you fight these guys?
Itching for fresh battle.
I will fall back to near Haggrave for this turn,
Harmony.
and then we'll handle the Temple of Cain ourselves after we've had a turn to replenish. I'm gonna ask my allies. Oh right, I can't go into ambush mode because you are too close to me.
Seeking purity.
It's actually a really inconvenient place for Ichinya to be standing.
Onward together.
Well, never mind. I'll just sit in Haggrave, I guess. That's fine. It is a little bit silly that you're not allowed to set an ambush if you're visible to an ally. Your allies should be willing to keep it a secret. Your allies should be willing to not tell the enemy where you are. Alright, so my dude has finished recruiting his Blade Singers. Let's grab some of you guys. So, we have access to a couple new units of Glade Guard. We have Fire Ammunition, which is particularly effective against anything that has the regeneration ability. All units that regenerate are vulnerable to fire. Also, you know, generally units that are made of wood and stuff. And then we have the Poison-Tipped Arrows, which of course inflict the horrifying poison debuff. We're going to grab a couple of those guys. Is there any particular reason? No, stats are exactly the same except poison. Let's do some of that, shall we? Seems pretty good to me. Alright, you guys are replenishing. We have a lot of money and not a lot of stuff to do with it, unfortunately. How's stuff going in Gaean Vale? Well, we could probably go ahead and do that. And then, unfortunately, we're waiting on Kindred. Yep, I guess we're just waiting. Do we want to throw a hero? Do we have access to any combat heroes for this army? We're maxed out on Glade Captains. We don't really need a Branch Wraith. I would love a Waystalker, which is a hero archer, and I think this unit comes from the Archer building, maybe? Yes. Okay, we'll get Waystalker. We'll get to put a Waystalker in this army. It'll be available before that army's ready to leave. I don't like that they prevented me from entering my ambush, mostly because I don't want the Dark Elves to feel unsafe advancing on us. I want them to feel like it is totally reasonable to march toward Haggrave. Well, the High Elves did really go for that army. I feel a little bit bad, just like the tiniest bit bad, about having walked them into what was obviously a trap. But really, mostly, I just wanted somebody to weaken that stack before we get up there. And what do you know? It worked. What a brilliant plan. Maybe when we finish recruiting this new tree army, it'll be better to just send it out and have it do Confederation quests. Because, like, the more magic force we control, the more actual economy we can have. That's probably the case. We probably will have the sisters conduct the Dark Elf Wars by themselves. Alright, you... I want you to go this way, really, but you really can't reach very far into the mountain pass. Basically, I just want to see what happened to that army. Did they march north, or did they go back to the temple? It looks like they went back to the temple. Okay. They did indeed. And they're now just standing outside of it for some reason.
There will be blood. This is a thin joke.
Alright. They run because they are cowards. Then we conquer their temple.
A regrettable necessity.
We lost 14 bodies.
Erratic.
Yeah, burn it to the ground. Here's what I think of you. Just trying to make sure we weren't wandering into a trap, but it turns out the Dark Elves are too weak to set traps for us. 10% missile strength during ambushes is going to be a really, really nice benefit. Alright, I guess we may as well finish off Tempest. I don't actually think Tempest is all that valuable. You know, you just don't fight that many flying units, but I do have to admit, it's really powerful against the narrow class of things that it can target. We can't interact with Wulfric because his army is still in a boat. For some reason, heroes just cannot interact with armies that are in boats. Doesn't make a ton of sense. I'm going to go ahead and cap that out, just in case. I don't feel confident with Ganvale yet. Who knows? You can't trust the High Elf, is the thing. You know, they could turn on us at any moment, and I wouldn't blame them. I'm a bloodthirsty psycho. If I were on my landmass, I too would be nervous. Do we want to pull in some Zotes? Some just, like, anti-large units? We're not seeing a ton of cavalry. They're running cavalry, but they're very, like, Blackguard of Nagaron focused, and that does make me a little leery of using things that are large. Yeah, if we're gonna anti-cav, we should bring in, like, spears. Let's do that. Let's get some spears. And then I think I want some more archers, too. Okay, so you're a spear unit. That'll be good. I like poison archers a lot. Poison archers are going to help. Right, let's grab 3 units of Ezrai spears, and then we'll just recruit these. We'll get the archer hero, and then we'll march with that, and we'll go fight some stuff. I want to use the Zotes, but I guess actually this army's not going north. Yeah, hold on. Maybe we are in fact in Zote Town here. Let's do it. Let's bring some terrifying dinosaur centaurs out into the rest of the world, that they may know our glory. And there's no sense firing the forge, since we know that there's nothing to upgrade with it yet. We need Daith to come through with some new toys. Oh, I need to equip our new guy. They're trying to wound Varsio. That's going to be tough. They're going to find that to be a tall order. The very high level of our hero both increases our own chance of getting hero actions done and decreases the chance of other people getting actions done against us. That hero just performed Assault Garrison against an empty settlement, which tells us that that is in fact a Skaven settlement. Which I'm not too happy to hear about, frankly. So I have no idea who we are going to try to confederate first. We are, of course, working on the Confederation Quest for Orion's faction, just because all they wanted us to do was mess people up, right? How are we doing on that? The Warrior King would like us to raise or sack 10 settlements, and we're at 5 already. We're doing it. We're living the dream. So now we have a question of whether we hide next to the shrine, let them come back and resettle it, and then burn it again to count toward that confederation, or whether we hunt that army down, or... let's get you some HP, I guess? Armor is only effective against certain types of damage. HP is effective against everything. Alright, we'll just knock out the challenger real quick here.
twin defenders of the glade.
I actually really like the idea of hiding out nearby, letting them resettle the temple, and then we can kill them while they're in the temple, burn it again so we get the quest credit. But also, obviously, there's value in pushing this way and trying to just break the Dark Elves while they are relatively weak. The thing is, I don't want them backsettling on me. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna set a masterful ambush here, and they're gonna let me get away with it. And you are gonna head this way. We're gonna go feel out the situation in this part of the map. Okay, I'm at war with the Skaven clan. Apparently, it's not a huge concern for me. Alright, Ganvale has a couple of building slots available. I mean, we definitely want to make sure that we save a spot for a temple. This is all of the building spaces we'll ever get here. This one just doesn't give us access to everything. So what else do we want? We already have all of the stuff that's really valuable. I guess we don't have a Spellsinger recruitment building anywhere. And who knows, maybe... Well, the higher levels of this actually give forest health. That's nice. Yeah, it might be a good idea to have the ability to recruit sorcerers. Let's go ahead and do that. You know, just in case. Alright, so you're still doing stuff for another turn. We can upgrade this, and so we shall. We can recruit our new hero, and so we shall. So, you are a Talon of Karnas, that's pretty cool, and you are a Weapon Master, which is really more of a melee thing. I mean, Waystalkers are fine melee combatants too, but obviously you want them to be shooting when they can be shooting.
All hail Colonels.
Unfortunately, new heroes spawn in with 0 movement available, so you want to summon them in before you actually need to leave. Let's grab a couple levels of training. It's a very small amount of XP, but he feeds this XP to every unit in the army every turn. And you know, it adds up. It adds up over time. That seems like a solid start. Little archer captain making all of your other archers more effective. And let's see if we can... get an enemy to wander into a trap here. And I'm assuming the reason that we saw half of the Dark Elf armies disappear into the darkness to the east, and they haven't come back yet, never mind, is because of the fact that there are so many High Elves sailing up there. I assume the High Elves are messing with them on the east coast of that little landmass. But our plan has worked better than I ever could have hoped, I think, and we're gonna kill Malekith in Nagarond while his army is all weakened from having sent troops in to settle. Skaven are getting routed all over the place. It's just kind of good news all over the world right now. I'm sure that will change presently. Things are going to go horribly south any moment now. I will say this, it's kind of nice to be the Elves for a change, because it means I don't have to spend quite so much time worrying about what the Elves are going to do to me. We worked out all of our elf relations very early on. We're friends with all the High Elves, we're killing all the Dark Elves, and we're all the other elves, and it's just simple, man.
The Sisters of Twilight.
Alright, so this is going to be really, really bad for Malekith. So let's see, you're going to get 3 more points. I guess, learn Hinder Replenishment. We're certainly not going to worry about stealing technology.
Duty. Adventure.
I do wish I knew where that other army had gone.
Captain reporting.
So you can see his army is all massively depleted on account of having settled. Do we want to assault a unit even? Right now there's no garrison. It doesn't really make sense to damage. There's nothing to damage. You know what? Don't even bother. Fly over here. I want to know what happened to that Dark Elf army. This is your job now.
The forest's vengeance. It will be a glorious battle.
The enemy makes a lot of questionable decisions when they can't see you. It turns out to be, strategically, one of the strongest plays you can make is just be invisible all the time. Do we want to pursue perenniality? I mean, obviously, this is powerful, but, like, do we have Do we maybe have enough replenishment rate? Maybe we just want to max out our red line? I think we're gonna take this one at least. Big stats for advanced melee units is pretty good. Or for melee units in general, because the Eternal Guard are on that skill. And Ariel is going to end up with absolutely everything and like a whole bunch of extra skill points. Okay, so we're getting a sense of how things have gone over here. Very positive for the Empire. Oh hey, the Griffinwood. We should maybe go and say hi to the Griffinwood. You get in there. And then, do we want to pull? I mean, we probably want to pull in the Firebark Elders, right? That makes sense. These guys are on fire all the time. Seems like dubious value. Big flame resistance to all of the other wooden troops nearby. They have natural regeneration. They're immune to psychology. Got some charge defense, decent armor. They have better melee stats than other treekin, but you know that's because of the fact that they're level 9, probably. Alright, let's do a thing. So, go beat up some greenskins. Go beat up some Bretonnians is a tough one. Let's maybe leave that for later. Win a single battle against Norska. You know, some Norskins declared war on me recently. Let's do that. We can do that. So we'd want to get up here, like hit Pack Ice Bay. Lorelorn, I'm allowed to just teleport to Lorelorn whether they like it or not, right? Yeah. They're going to be annoyed with me, but whatever, it's fine. They'll get over it. We're friends here. We have military access. This is part of the reason that I wanted military access, so that we could walk around over here without pissing off one of the largest militaries in the world. And then, yeah, we'll just use the port at Dietershafen to, or Dietershafen maybe, to sail out to Pack Ice Bay, burn the thing down. Norskins don't believe in walls, so they have big garrisons in their stuff, but they don't have any standing defenses. And we'll get Lorelorn on side. While the sisters continue to embarrass the Dark Elves at every turn. Do we want to start putting together another army based on our huge pile of gold, even though we are currently negative income? I think let's not for the moment. You burn through an awful lot of money very quickly when paying the initial recruitment costs for a new army's worth of units. So while 70,000 might seem like a lot, that pile of gold's going to disappear quickly, and then we will not be earning it back. So I'm just gonna play it. I'm gonna play a little bit cautiously here. We're gonna err on the side of forbearance for the moment. Once we have Lorelorn turned, unfortunately, that does open up a little bit of a front. Because these Norskins do not love us, and we will actually have stuff that is near enough for them to attack. But we can just help the Bretonnians and the Imperials fight them. We could probably resolve this conflict relatively quickly. And I know I say stuff like that all the time. Oh, actually, wow. No, I'm not going to pay you for a defensive alliance. What? Get out of here. Yeah, the damn Norskins sailed all the way over to us, as though they were going to attack my port, and they just got incidentally murdered by High Elves. Let's grab another talisman. Let's grab another enchanted item. We still need more of both. Okay, more leadership auras, whatever, but a reduction in the speed at which you lose vigor is actually pretty powerful. Also, I gotta remember to actually give our new guy equipment. So, basic armor. Let's go for the Armor of Fortune, I think. I really like ward save. Of course, a Dragon Spear. Of course, a Talisman of Preservation. I think we're going to go Dreaming Cloak. And the Amber Trance is fine. Let's see. We had some that give movement, right? No, I guess all the ones that give movement are busy. We should make sure that our Waystalker is also equipped. So you can also take some Armor of Fortune. We don't have a bow available, so I don't know, just grab some garbage. I'm going to give you the Dreaming Ring. Maybe we should swap that. Yeah, probably. The Tree Singer should probably have this. But a Talisman of Preservation is so valuable for a unit that's going to be in melee a lot. Yeah, you know what? He can use the Dreaming Ring to cast Dreaming Ring 1 on other people. Yeah, that's fine. It is weird. We had Daith act like we had nothing available to upgrade several times, even though we do have that Dreaming Ring. Huh. So let's, you know what? Oh, we don't have military access with these guys.
Speak, and I will see if it is within my power to...
Can we get it? We can. Okay. I would rather use the port over here just to minimize the amount of time we're in the water. But with no scouts over here, I feel a little bit less safe marching. Here, let's short move first. We'll just make sure that there's no problems waiting for us. Okay, yeah. March. Pack-Ice Bay has no army in defense, but it does have a pretty large garrison. They got some trolls, and then some dogs, and then just a whole bunch of naked guys, basically. In addition to walls, Norskins don't believe in armor. For what is armor, if not walls for the body, right?
They will know order.
Here, let's go mess this up.
To battle, we fight for the forest.
Do we want to occupy this? No, probably not.
Must be cleansed.
I want to keep messing with their stuff. If we're going to occupy something, it should probably be Grand. We can at least, here we go. This is where that Dark Elf army went, to settle stuff over here. Because, you know, Grand has a gold mine, at least. We could turn on that gold mine. Well, get me some vision over here. I would like to see if there are enemies running around. And then, you know what? We might want to... We have the ability to get another Waystalker. I think we're going to do that. Because I think I need more scouting. Yep, you win extra movement on the campaign map. And you have proper Assassinate. This one can actually permanently remove enemy characters. So let's grab these. Get you as good at assassinating as you can possibly be. And then we'll run over here and we'll keep an eye on what's going on to the east. The sisters can only do so much of this recklessly pushing forward stuff, you know? What are we doing with you? Oh, right. Endurance the Oak. Yep, that makes sense. It's good to have HP. We've completely maxed out all of your magic, I guess. I mean, this is almost never going to be useful. Probably the next thing we should take is replenishment. Even more replenishment. You can have too much, and we're past that point probably. But also, you know, what else am I going to do?
Ever vigilant.
We are going to end up with every skill point that matters on her anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and do one or two more turns. I know we're over the hour, but, you know, also, we just got back from the weekend, and games is fun, it turns out. Who would have thought? I wonder if we could get the Tomb Kings to come up and deal with this stuff for us, because it looks like neither of these settlements are particularly advanced. 7-unit garrisons and a weak army defending them. It'd be really nice if I didn't have to wander all the way over into the very corner of the map to deal with that noise. Nope, absolutely not. Orion is the only force on the map that is maybe bloodthirstier than I am. We are not giving him the ability to drag our army into battle. Army, such as it is. Army in quotation marks. Alright, sadly the Tree Singer is not going to be able to attack this turn. In fact, all we're going to get to do is this. If we're going to attack Pack Ice Bay, he would prefer to walk all the way around. Well, that's not how we're doing it. Get in the water. Trees don't like boats, I guess? Okay. It looks like they truly do not have anything ready to disrupt us. So, let's talk to you guys. Could you please do this thing? I'm sure whatever he was saying was very important, and I hope he doesn't think I'm rude for really not listening to it at all.
There can be no vanity.
So do I want to pull you back over here? It's gonna be a while before...
We can hunt any quarry.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull you back. It's gonna be a while before the other hero is in scouting position. He's coming, but that's gonna be like a 4 or 5 turn run. And now we have a difficult choice to make. I can't ambush and be in replenishment mode at the same time, and I would love to claim Grand. Just that, you know, this is, I think, a good place for us to have a healing outpost. But maybe the smart thing to do is to fall back just south of Nagarond, because this is all we have to do to get back to our normal replenishment distance.
Merge with shadow.
Let's let them think that we have receded. See what they do with that. We'll replenish, and then we'll push forward again. And you just continue along the road over here. Alright, I would like to actually take out Pack Ice Bay, if we can. I think that would be a good place to end the episode. And I think we can attack it next turn, I'm relatively sure. We should ask the men of the Empire if they'd be willing to do trade.
Is it greetings from Sigma? Right?
Alright, they were offering up a defensive alliance, so I was pretty sure the trade agreement was going to go through. I don't think we want a defensive alliance with them. I don't think we want to get that involved in the politics of the Eastern continent. And I would be 100% fine with the High Elves coming through and settling all this stuff. As long as it doesn't belong to the Dark Elves, it's fine with me. Malekith has once again, due to ignorance of the Sister's position, put himself in a position where he will be immediately murdered. It's basically like this guy's whole day is just sprinting across icy plains and then getting murdered by the Sisters over and over and over again. Uh-oh. That looks like the Sword of Cain held by some Dark Elves on our border. That's a problem we're going to have to deal with. Even more replenishment rate, because you cannot possibly have enough. Yeah, I do like global recruitment duration down, but obviously we're doing this first. All elf units cause fear, and all of our tree units already cause fear, so.
With grace.
Let's just chomp Malekith one more time. It's fun every single time.
Night and day.
Alright, forge me up some good stuff. Yeah, let's refine that Dreaming Cloak. Seems good. And then we push forward into a position where we can ambush. We get ready to attack Grand, steal their gold mine.
An ambush. How delicious. Inseparable. Invincible.
Alright, we're going to be maxed out on all of the characters in this army really quickly at this rate. So, I mean, we may as well finish off the Forest Roar, right? Let's just get all of the relevant red stuff. Or, you know, we could pick up another one of these skill boxes. Because what does the Forest Roar apply to? It's just animal units, right? No, it's also treekin. Treekin and treemen and the animal units. Honestly, doesn't seem that good. So, maybe, probably not Eternal Guard and Dryads. It's probably this stuff, right? We would like to have these better infantry units. Or maybe we would rather have more cavalry in this army? Not really.
Smile upon us.
Yeah, I think we're gonna grab this. Skill that affects the better melee units. Oh, and Sestashal, right.
Tempestuous Arahan.
Let's finish this off. Okay. Also, Dodan the Branch Wraith. Slowly but surely gaining levels. Alright, what we need is for you to get down here, really. Okay, they're not even going to make us fight it manually. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. So these Marauders are, you can see, 15 armor, pretty bad melee stats. This is sort of like the core idea of this army. The Norskins are very, like, punchy, but mostly naked. This is the only unit in their army that remembered how clothes work. They do have a Mammoth, but we have several specialized anti-large units and also 1 million poison arrows. And obviously I don't want Pack Ice Bay. Alright, so we could not confederate and instead buff up the forest this way. I wonder if we're allowed to do a Ritual of Rebirth in a forest that has 100 health if we don't own it. Maybe. But yeah, like I definitely want control of it. Excuse me. Definitely want control of it personally. Alright, so sudden expansion does cause some minor problems. -8 public order everywhere for 5 turns. I don't think that's likely to be a problem. And then obviously this army needs to get out of here before we pay the price. But we'll just run back to our friendly territory over here. So what did we pick up with Lorelorn Forest? It's actually pretty well developed. They've already maxed out the number of building slots. They've got 2 of the 3 money-making buildings capped. They've got a big garrison. Yeah, not bad. And we do need a defensive alliance with the Empire if we want to have good health from our heathlands. And they're not willing to do that anymore for some reason, even though this was yellow before. Well... yeah, I didn't really think about that. That wasn't too smart. Do we want to drop a building? We're probably fine. I was just thinking that, like, the other recruitment building is nice, but... no, it's fine. Okay, so yeah, the Tree Singer will run back next turn. Your job is to scout this stuff now. Oh, we did pick up a hero. This is a hero that we did not own before. And an army that we did not own before. That it's not showing... it looks like our army upkeep didn't increase at all, but that shouldn't be the case, right? Well, I guess our incomes also changed by a whole bunch. Well...
Captain reporting.
Ever vigilant.
I'm just going to fold you 2 into this army for right now. I don't know what else we would want to do with them, but I guess it's good to have another army.
The hunt shall be tireless.
We'll figure out their deal next turn. And Phaonix, you could be a Queen's Champion, perhaps? Or a Beastbinder? I mean, you are mounted on a Great Eagle. What is your deal right now? Okay, your skill points have been spent in a way that I would describe as questionable. You know, this happens. You are eventually going to be mounted on a Forest Dragon. Pretty soon, actually. And then we're going to have to get you some real skill design. So does that office give... it does not give bonuses to units mounted on a dragon. You're going to be the Queen's Champion. Congratulations on your promotion. Well, welcome to the winning team. You got some Glade Riders with spears and a whole lot of Poison Archers. Honestly, this is not an unreasonable start for an army. Do we want to... oh, you're in March mode. Okay. We will have you fall back into the forest a little bit. Next turn, we'll rebuild that army, round it out a little bit. But yeah, that's probably pretty good. We'll try to pursue... actually, you know what we could do? We could offer them a whole lot of money I think we should consider offering them a huge amount of cash. How about... I don't know why I deleted that. Let's just say 30,000? How's that sound?
I don't agree with that.
Well, okay.
Friends of the
I'm gonna give you a little gift, my friend. Because you've been so kind to us. Yeah, sure, 30,000 gold. Here you go.
affirmative.
Alright, so because we've given them a gift, you can see we have this huge diplomatic modifier. We will trend northward very quickly and hopefully be able to convince them to commit to a defensive alliance. And let's run one more sequence of enemy turns here before the end of the video. I'm curious if the Dark Elves are going to attempt to punish us for our insolence at all. And now that we've taken territory up here, it is probably... Oh no, he actually wounded my Glade Captain. Well, that's annoying. It's probably going to be very helpful to us to take out the Norskins, like I was saying, both for our own safety and for the purpose of making better friends with our new friends. At least the people that we would like to be our new friends. And we're already feeding a ton of health back into the Oak of Ages, so I'm not too worried about that. I think the Oak of Ages is probably going to finish getting to 500 health before we turn all of the other forests around. So Varcio has paid the price. Grimgore Ironhide's doing wild orc stuff way down here in the darkness. I'm not sure why we're even getting messages about that. Possible threats to the world roots. That's going to be very easy for us to deal with all of our new toys. And I think this is a pretty good place to call it for today. It looks to me like these Dark Elves are completely unprepared to stop us. I'm assuming, again, that their eastern territory is being harassed by High Elves, and that's why they're so distracted. It turns out to be good to have friends. When you come back next time, tomorrow, we will just finish closing the trap on them. And we'll see you then.